Hey people, what's going on? It's Jamil and you're watching Occult Forces TV. Now in the last video, of course, we were going over the Manson phenomena and I was speaking about the Zodiac killings and the Manson thing. And right, so the Manson thing allegedly happened August 8th, 1969. But 4 days prior to that, August 4th, 69, is when the Zodiac first came out and announced himself. And then we were talking a little bit about the Los Felix La Bianca case, which is separate from the Tate murders. You have the Tate murders, with Sharon Tate, Abigail Folger, Wojtek Frykowski, Stephen Parent, and Jay Sebring. And that's a separate area of Los Angeles. That's in the Cielo Drive area up there in the canyons. So the Los Felix area with the La Bianca case, again, at that time you had 49 detectives working in the LA area in homicide. Then out of those 49 detectives, you had 7 detectives working the La Bianca case. Now, here's the catch. Out of the 7 detectives working the La Bianca case, 2 detectives out of that 7 worked the Robert F. Kennedy assassination. So, 2 detectives that worked the Robert F. Kennedy assassination in '68, which was before the La Bianca case. 1968 Robert F. Kennedy assassination. 2 detectives that worked that were part of the 7-man team that worked the La Bianca case. So, and this is Occult Forces Radio. And we're going to be going over the 1960s. And we'll probably have somebody coming on to go over the 60s with me. Of course, I was not there in the 60s, so it might be nice to have somebody. And of course, the mainstream media and the mainstream American public are generally not researchers themselves. They're just mimicking, so to speak, the script that's been given to them. They're not doing any real investigative research into the matter. So the education level on these subjects isn't too high in the general public. Most people just seen a couple specials on the news and read Helter Skelter, and that's about it. The book Vincent Bugliosi wrote, who was the prosecutor. That Zodiac stuff is much more interesting to me because the Zodiac killer was the only homicidal maniac serial killer guy that wore a uniform. That's why the Zodiac killer is so interesting to me, is because he actually wore a uniform to work to do. But I have a different spin on the Zodiac killer. You won't believe how delusional the public is. The American public is like at 90% delusional when it comes to these cases. They know nothing about the cases. They haven't read or studied or anything. Even the cops don't know that much about these cases unless they work the case themselves. And we'll be coming with Occult Forces, and I'll have Occult Forces Radio on Occult Forces TV.